Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this new series, which is definitely not replacing another one which went disastrously wrong. Absolutely not. In this one, we are going to take a look at Hector, who is one of the princes of Troy. Hector, of the Shining Helm, champion of Troy and heir to the King Priam, renowned for his courage and unwavering devotion, leads the war effort against the Achaeans, despite his objections to the conflict. Oh, he's not going to say anything. Priam's heir. Fulfill tasks for your father Priam, king of Troy, to gain his benevolence. Gain maximum benevolence before your brother to confederate him and the city of Troy. Do not let Troy fall to the enemies. And we also have the Azoan League. The more land your allies control, the more positive effects your armies will receive. So Hector really benefits from other people, like your friends, getting stronger and stronger, which works really well with Paris. Hector and Paris, basically, it's a symbiotic relationship. The stronger the other is, the stronger they become, because Paris has very similar mechanics. Although he's a bit more selfish, because a lot of his stuff is about Helen rather than Hector. Armies will move more quickly on the campaign map, have more morale, less upkeep and recruit cheaper units. Helping your allies might cause them to thank you with a gift. So we really want to be boosting up everyone around us. So, as Hector, we will not have access to archer heroes. We do, however, get defenders, fighters, and warlords. Recommended playstyle. Hector's roster is focused on tough, heavy, and expensive, well-armed units, which can be used in crushing frontal assaults. So we have access to Hector's Chosen. These are medium sword and shield infantry who are immune to flanking. They have an excellent attack, and yes, with 160 damage, that is an excellent attack. That's more than most clubman units, and 75 armor. Champions of Troy. These are heavy spear and shield infantry, excellent defense. They can switch between weapons, so they can basically put the shield on their back, which makes them a two-handed spearman, and when they do that, their attack increases quite substantially. So they can go from a defensive unit to an offensive unit. Their base damage, 125, is already excellent, so pretty good. And then we have the Guards of Troy. These are also heavy, good defense, shielded, can switch weapons. These are like the lesser version of the champions. And still very, very tanky, and can also switch weapons. Hector of the Shining Helm, champion of Troy and heir to the King Priam, had already made a name for himself at the onset of the Trojan War as one of the finest warriors of his time. The prince was renowned for his courage and unwavering devotion, leading the war effort against the Achaeans, despite his objections to the conflict. Likewise, when Paris returned from Sparta with Menelaus' wife Helen, Hector voiced his disapproval but stood firm by his younger brother. The noble warrior, raised from birth to lead his father's armies, was feared by his enemies and could turn the tide of battle through sheer bravado and military cunning. Wearing an ornate bronze armour and carrying a shield, he wielded his mighty spear with skill and ferocity in equal parts. Hey, Nerd Raid Fred, how are you doing? Thanks very much for the raid. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Raiders. I am guessing, just a complete guess here, that you were playing this too. So which nation were you playing? Because we're about to start Hector. We just tried Aeneas and it went well. So Hector is the son of Priam and Hecuba, plus 10% to the morale of all units in his territory. Ooh. Okay, so he is very defensive. And then plus 5 gold income per term, so free money. I like it. Doing Agamemnon. Yeah, that's who I was doing over the weekend. Agamemnon's He's a cool character. I liked him. Was almost winning, but it's too hot, so going to have to win it tomorrow instead. Fair enough. Yeah, it's kind of warm here. I've got 2 fans just blasting away at me at the moment. And I'm still just sitting here in a puddle of sweat at the moment. I know. That's a nice image. Alright, let's start this.
Are we mere playthings of the gods? Or do we plead divine influence to justify our foolish choices?
He's taken her! He's taken my wife! You've risked the safety of Troy.
Troy is my home now.
You have my oath, brother. She will be returned to you.
Brother, I can fight!
Go. Seek shelter. There'll be plenty of fighting ahead.
The wrath wrath of Achaea will descend upon Troy. Paris acted in love, but he has incited war. Whether the walls of Ilios will endure, only the gods can tell.
That's a bit the other factions didn't get. Interesting. Hector, eldest son of Priam, musters his forces and seeks allies and to ensure that Troy is defended against the mighty Achaean host.
Paris of Troy must pay!
O man-killing Hector, the sons of Achaea will cross the sea with 1,000 ships, not just to take back Helen, but to kill every last Trojan and burn Troy to ash.
Brother, your foolish passion has doomed us.
You rule over the innermost region of Troad, from the city of Zelea. Reckless Prince Paris has taken beautiful Helen to his holdings on the Trojan coast. Reprisals have already begun. An Aeolian incursion has ravaged the south. The raid was launched from Lesbos, but they do not yet fully control the island. To the north, Aeneas holds the Hellespont for Troy.
Fear not, noble cousins. I stand with you.
On the nearby western islands, your god-touched brother Troilos protects the coastal waters in the name of your father, King Priam. You must bring together Troy's disparate forces to counter Achaea's inevitable vengeance.
Okay, so here we go. How they play. Hector of Troy. Old Priam, king of Troy, seeks to determine which of his sons is worthy to inherit the throne in his place. Hector and Paris must therefore prove themselves before their father. Whoever gains the most favour will instantly become the master of the city. As one league, Troy cannot face her enemies alone. It is therefore up to Hector to gather a host of allies in defence of his father's kingdom. The more land controlled by his allies, the more formidable Hector's cause will become. We need to defeat Macaria's army. Okay, so let's see what our starting position is. So we start here in Zelea with this army.
Prince Hector.
So Hector himself is a defender, which makes sense. 79 armor, nice. He's got a unit of just swordsmen. Medium, 30 armor, 107 damage. That's actually a remarkably good damage. Guards of Troy, so we do start with one of the lesser Troy unique units, which, when I say lesser, still has 80 armor and does 110 damage. They're pretty strong. 80 morale. That's going to be nice. Militia Warband, which are twice as strong as the Dardanian mob, though they do have half as many hit points. And then the Trojan Warriors, who hit hard. And then archers. We actually have some archers. Right, because the Trojans use archers rather than slingers, whereas the Peloponnesians tended to use slingers. Went on a 9 hours yesterday. Probably good to eat something regardless. How have I been enjoying the game? I mean, I don't want to say too much about how I've been enjoying it, because reviews. But I liked Agamemnon's campaign. I try to show through expressions rather than saying affirmably, yay, it's good, or nay, it's bad. But the fact that I'm still playing it probably means something. Okay, so Royal Decrees. We have got Royal Granaries, which is giving us food per turn. We've got the Royal Bronze, which is giving us bronze per turn. What units do we have access to?
Defend.
So we can get Swordsmen, which are mediums. Two-handed clubs, which are the Trojan Warriors. Spear and Shield, Militia, and then Javelin. So it's basically fighters, holders, smashers, shooters. Okay.
Not an option.
So we're going to have medium units, which is going to be benefited by the bronze? Yeah, bronze buffs medium units. So I'm tempted to go down that. It also sounds like we're going to have to spend gold on something. Like, why else would we have a immediate gold income? As one league. You seek to build a strong alliance with the other kingdoms of Anatolia to act as Troy's shield against attack from without. The larger this new Aswan League grows, the harder you must fight to defend it. Oh, I see. So as this league gains strength, which is the combined strength of all of my allies, we then get different bonuses. That's the number of nations in the league, those are my allies, and then the effects that the league is giving. So once we've gained Friends of Ilos, alliance level active of 4 allied regions or more, plus 10 morale when defending own armies faction-wide. When we get to 10 regions or more, plus 8 campaign movement, morale for defending own armies. Interesting. So right now we're allied only to Troy, so I think the first thing we want to do is go to diplomacy and make some new friends. Paris, you mora. Whoops. Yeah, that's right. I'm just going to quit as soon as Paris shows up. Fine, let's get an alliance.
Enemies?
No, we shouldn't. Although I'm going to make you pay. What do you produce? Wood. Fine, I will take your wood. In fact, I have a feeling I'm going to be taking all of your starting resources because you really want this alliance. For some reason, Paris apparently wants this alliance with Hector. I can't imagine why. Let's just increase you to 100 so your increments go up a little bit faster. What about 50 stone? All of the bronze? Oh, you would as well. Done.
But of
So even though I benefit more from this. Awesome. Okay, so we're allied to Paris and Troy. We could also go for Lycia, Dardania, and all of the others, and we probably should. Like, the faster we get these alliances, A, the faster our relations with them will grow, B, the faster our benevolence with Priam can grow, and C, the faster the League of Aswan grows.
This may improve both our situations.
So you don't want a defensive alliance, but you do want a military alliance. That's interesting. You have a lot of food, apparently. Alright, I'll take some of that. And stone. I feel like we can get some stone out of you. And then next up, we've got Dardania.
I've consulted the omens. The gods bless our meeting.
I'm sure they do. I'm going to take your wood, because you seem to have the most of it. And food. And stone. And bronze. Because again, you really want this agreement. I should probably also double check to see what my own faction actually produces.
Yes.
Okay, alliance with you done. We only have a defensive alliance with Troy. I wonder if we can boost that up to a full alliance.
I am happy to negotiate.
Yes, we can. And you have access to gold. I'll be having some of that. I mean, it is my inheritance after all.
This indeed.
Who else? I think we'll hold out on the Ilions for the time being, just in case somebody else goes to war with them. Instead of allying with Hector, maybe Paris should ally with London or Berlin. Well, what if Hector is actually an analogy for the alliance with London? Troy wasn't built in a day, but with resources given generously by other League members, we'll get it done. And actually, where are you getting your gold from?
Ah, Troy. The world has never known a city so glorious and so full of riches. Ilios is truly a prize worth dying for.
The proud people of Troy are eager to protect their city. The garrison forces replenish losses at an incredible rate. When fighting a battle against the garrison of Troy, auto-resolve is not available. Foreign agent actions will never succeed against Troy. Interesting. Troy. 1,000 ships are not enough to take this mighty city by force alone. There we go. Plus 40 food per turn, plus 27 gold per turn. Plus 80 growth. Troy is immune to enemy agents. Plus 10 influence faction-wide. Plus 12 siege holdout. That's a massive garrison. Heavy shock spears. Interesting. Okay. I haven't actually ever clicked on Troy before. Starts with sheltered ship stands. A royal barracks, marksman's range, and then the Temple of Athena. Okay. So, let's go fight a fight, because
I fight for my city.
we fight for our city. Hector's sword, plus 8 melee attack for the hero, plus 70 melee against sword units, specifically sword units, plus 4 armor, plus 4 melee defense. Okay. Let's do this in a minute. I want to see what your special ability is. Lead by example. This is a twice per battle, doesn't require rage, affects allies in range, plus 10% melee attack, plus 10% weapon attack, plus 10% melee defense. So just bolsters you in fighting. Okay then. You're saying that this is going to be quite one-sided. Light swordsmen, spearmen, skirmishers, and then Achaean slingers. Let's do this. Oh, cool, Sign. Did I actually acknowledge the fact that you gave me a bunch of bits? I don't think I did. So thank you for that. I know I read out what you said, but I don't think I acknowledged it, so thank you. If anyone thinks the Trojan War started for a stupid reason, I highly advise reading about the War of the Oaken Bucket or the War of Jenkins' Ear. Agamemnon was such an arse in the Iliad, it's pretty clear he didn't care about Helen at all. It's one excuse to declare war anyway. Agamemnon or Menelaus? Because it's Menelaus that was married to Helen. Agamemnon was purely in it for the conquest. I don't think that's ever been hidden. Preferred Eric Banner and Troy. Apparently the director of the film kept telling the actors the other actor was looking more buff, that I kept beefing up. Okay, that's funny. Gonna assume Hector is the Trojan wrangle. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay, so, slight incline up here, so they could try and use the cliff against us. We do have the Trojan warriors, which are all about attacking. These are light infantry with a good charge. The swordsmen and the guards of Troy are all about just standing and fighting. Small unit, 68 only. In fact, all of these units seem small. Has the unit size changed? It totally has. We haven't actually done anything yet, so give me a second. We can easily load this again.
My defenses.
Is the shield wall a later development? Pretty sure it is, yeah. I mean, the Greek equivalent would have been the phalanx, but I don't even know if the phalanx was around in this era. I think that's even later. Options, graphics, advanced, unit size. Yeah, we were on ultra. Campaign, new. Trojans, Hector.
Ever strong in defense.
Hard normal, perfect. Okay, let's try that again, shall we?
Prince Hector,
Much better. 120, that's what I'm used to.
attack as one.
And we got the settlement garrison this time, apparently. That makes it even easier. Cool. Helen's married to Menelaus, but Agamemnon loved that her eloping with Paris gave an excuse to start a war. Yeah. It's all about the Casus Belli.